everyone, this is Rachel from Mini Ministry. Coming to you, this is a week after our elections here in the United States, and we sort of have a new president. I say that with a question mark. Today, I want to talk to you really about how I'm seeing Christians handle this kind of election chaos we have found ourselves in. So last week, we held our presidential elections. We went out, we voted. We actually have like a month in a lot of places of pre-voting. You can actually vote early here. And so, like, my husband went and voted like 3-4 weeks before the election. I went and voted on election day. And it's our chance for our voice to be heard about who we want to see in power, the kind of world we want, things like that. And it's a very important thing, and I encourage that every American should go and vote. That is your American right, and you should do it. But this year, of course, being 2020, it's been the year of chaos, has extended into our world of politics. We had days and days and more days of unknowns. We had several states being called really fast. A lot of states still are not even called. There's even some saying that maybe some states need to be called back. There's a lot of just unknown and uncertainty to some of these things. In the midst of all of that, by they I mean the media, declared that Joe Biden was the president-elect and Kamala Harris his vice president. He was going to be the new president of the United States come January. And that's fine. If that's what they think they see coming down the line, that's what they're showing, that's what they have. Trump is now, our current president, Donald Trump, is now in court actually going against that to have ballots recounted, to see if it was handled with accuracy and correctly, and to see if the machines were doing what they would in places where, make sure no double ballots were casted, things like that. Just a lot of stuff going through the legal channels. Now, I'm not here to get into all the ins and outs of the politics. I'm here just to certify of what I have seen happen with my Christian brothers and sisters within this election season. So once election night hit, I love staying up watching the results. It's kind of fun. I don't know why, but I've always enjoyed it since I was a kid. Used to watch it with my grandpa. Maybe that's it. But I enjoy watching it, and it's exciting to see, are we going to get a new president? Is this guy's going to be in there? Who wins what state? It's just kind of like the ultimate reality show. And it happens in real time. It's really interesting. But because of our inconsistencies in our ballots and things like that, we've had a lot of mail-in ballots, some military ballots that got delayed and things like that. There's a lot of uncertainty. But I have seen some fellow brothers and sisters in Christ come out of the woodwork with some very not nice words and some not nice things. And this needs to stop. We are not here to have a pity party. If your guy won, great. If your guy didn't, I'm sorry, it happens. I'm not here to debate that. What I am here is to tell you of a couple things that have been coming to my mind for a while, and I think it's important that the world hear it. So, first of all, as a Christian, we have to remember that is our first allegiance. I've been saying this going into election season and kind of really harping on people, and I wish people would really take it to heart. You are a Christian first and an American second. Your allegiance, first and foremost, always goes to God. I love America. I love the freedoms we have. I love a lot of the things of our country. But I am a Christian first and an American second. And our lives should really reflect that. I think too often we get caught up in things and our Americanism comes out and we almost put God off to the side and just get so involved in the politics and the drama and the stuff of the American way of life that we totally forget about God. And that's not right at all. And so that's the first thing, is just to hit that again. You're an American first and you're a Christian first and American second. It's very, very important that we keep that focus all the time, but especially in election season when things happen in our country. The other thing I really have been thinking about is that everybody's complaining about the person in office. Whether it's the person who's elected or it's the person who's currently in office. I hear people on both sides going back and forth. Oh, I hate him. Oh, I hate him. Oh, I don't like this. Back and forth, back and forth. He's going to ruin our country. No, he's going to ruin our country if he was elected. Back and forth and back and forth. Now, I don't care what side of the spectrum you're on. You don't even need to care what side of the spectrum I'm on. But I just want to influence you with a couple things. First of all, kingdoms rise and kingdoms fall. God can use anything for his glory, including the man in the White House. I think so often we get so focused on looking at the man, looking at the policies, doing that, and thinking that, oh, if that man gets elected, God obviously doesn't care. God doesn't do this. No. God can use anything for his good and his glory. He's done it before. He can do it again, my friends. God is more powerful than any of us. Let's not belittle the power of the Lord. So remember that no matter what comes out of this, no matter who's in the office of the President of the United States, God is still God. He does not change. Jesus is still on the throne, my friends. Let's not be petty with it. The other thing I want to kind of enlighten you with is that too often when a presidential election happens, we get so focused on things like he's not going to be good for our country, or he's going to do bad, or whatever, whether it's the current president that's being reelected or the one coming in. I want you guys to think about this. You can't get to David without having Saul first, right? Saul was king first, and he did some terrible stuff. He was not the nicest guy, okay? He did some good stuff. He did some not good stuff, right? And in the end, God took care of him, right? And David was anointed, and David grew up, and he grew and walked with the Lord and was great, even with his mischievous ways. He was a man after God's own heart. But we had Saul before we got to David. I think sometimes we have to remember that we have to go through the Sauls to find the David. And that's true for our presidential elections as well. Sometimes we have to go through not so good stuff to maybe find a gem, And I think we need to keep that in perspective. The final thing I want to leave you with today is to remember, I kind of just said it a minute ago, but I really want to highlight it. Jesus is still on the throne. No matter what happens in our country, in our world, in our communities, okay, with our elections, with our elected officials, no matter what happens, we still have Jesus. We still have the good news that we can go out and share with the world. We still have this hope. That hasn't changed. So even amidst the questionability and wondering what's going to happen next, we do not need to fear. We do not need to worry, because we know who's going to win in the end. We know who we belong to, and he doesn't change. And so, my fellow brothers and sisters, today I just want you to really think on these things. I want you to think about how you act politically, and I want to ask you, it's fine to have political opinions, but are you so focused on vocalizing your political opinions that it takes away from your faith, that it takes away from the faith people might see in you because of how you act or react to them? I have some people on my Facebook feed that are Christians, and they are so up in arms, and some of their verbiage, some of their things that they're speaking out with, it is done, and it's not always done in truth and love like Jesus would want us to be. And so that's actually taken away from the gospel message. It's fine to be involved in politics. It's fine to have an opinion on politics, my friends. But even with that, we need to speak it in truth and love. And we need to speak it in a way that it's not detracting from the love of God and the love of Christ. I hope that all this gets reconciled soon. I hope we have an answer. We will hear, hopefully by the end of the month, kind of have an answer. But no matter who is in the office of the President of the United States, I will respect that office no matter who is in that chair. But no matter who is president, Jesus is still king. And my friends, one day he's coming again, and he's going to make this all right. Let's hold on to that hope, and let's keep looking heavenward and not to the White House. I hope y'all have a great day, a blessed week. Until next time.